So, Dorab, as you always do, just point out to us the more interesting contests, the big personalities, what you call the heavyweights
Yes.
in this election.
Now, what I'll try and do is I'll do them sort of party-wise, starting with the youngest party, which is the BJP. President Rajiv Chandrasekhar was ex-minister of the centre, Rajya Sabha MP, lost the Trivandrum election to Shashi Tharoor. He's now standing from Nemam. Now, Nemam is a very sentimental constituency for them. It's the first constituency the BJP ever won. It was won by O. Rajagopal in 2016. You know, O. Rajagopal has been standing for elections in 1970, the first time he got in. And he had been a central minister. Mr. Vajpayee got him into the Rajya Sabha. Now, there's a man called Mr. Sivankutty. Mr. Rajagopal beat Mr. Sivankutty. Next time, Mr. Sivankutty beat Mr. Rajagopal. Mr. Sivankutty again beat Mr. Rajagopal. So now, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, the president of the local BJP, is taking on Mr. Sivankutty. The difference in the votes is pretty small, 2-4%. Now let's move to Padmaja Venugopal. Now this is a very interesting thing. She is standing from Thrissur. Her father, by BJP, her father was the chief minister of Kerala, Congress. Last time she stood at Congress and lost by about 700 votes. So one would think she'd want to stand against Congress, but no. The number 3 guy was a guy called Mr. Gopi, who became a cabinet minister in the parliament now. So she thinks that if she goes to the BJP, she'll get the Congress vote. Mr. Gopi is a very popular man. So she abandoned the party, leaving her brother behind, by the way, in the Congress, in case one of them wins and one of them loses. I mean, you must be careful about these things, mustn't do about the whole family. Now, there is a man, Mr. George Kurian. He is actually very unusual for BJP. He's never fought an election. He's a Rajya Sabha MP from Madhya Pradesh. He got the seat of Madhavrao Scindia. They've airlifted him here in the hope to have a good Christian candidate. If he loses, they'll send him back to the Rajya Sabha because the seat is still vacant. And finally, K. Surendran, who stands from Manjeshwar, who was the previous president before Rajiv Chandrasekhar of the BJP. He's lost to IUML last time by only 750 votes. So those are the 3 or 4 guys who matter. Now let's go to the Congress. Mr. Satheesan, whom you have interviewed, he's standing from Paravur. He's been winning quite a lot of times. I mean, he's won 5 times. He's the CM candidate if the UDF wins, but he's never held a ministerial position, which is not uncommon, but it's not usual. Now, then there is Ramesh Chennithala, whom you interviewed a couple of days ago. He's standing from Haripad. He's the former LOP and the current president of the KPCC. Ramesh Chennithala from Haripad, former leader of the opposition. He's sitting MP for Haripad for 5 times, but only the last 3 times, and twice MP from Kottayam in the 1980s. He is Rajiv Gandhi's blue-eyed boy. He is the CM candidate too, if the UDF wins. And he's had 2 ministerial assignments locally. When he was MLA, he's had 2 assignments. Then, of course, Mr. Oommen Chandy, who held the seat 12 times, of Puthuppally, passed away. So who do you think they got in his place? Chandy Oommen, his son. So he's standing this time. He stood last time by-election, now he's standing again. And finally, Mr. P.K. Kunhalikutty from Malappuram. He is IUML and is deputy leader of the opposition. He has been the Minister of Industries in several Congress government. He's an 8-term MLA and 2 LS terms, Lok Sabha term. He resigned from the Lok Sabha to come back to state politics. So that does the Congress. And finally now, the big boys, which is the left rank. Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, 6 times MLA, last 2 times from Dharmadom, with a majority of more than 50,000 votes. By the way, he comes from an area called Kannur, the district. Kannur is the red fort of the CPM. A.K. Gopalan, E.K. Nair, Mr. P. Vijayan, K.K. Shailaja, they're all from Kannur district. That is the red fort. We have another heavyweight, CPM heavyweight, in K.N. Balagopal. Mr. Balagopal is currently the Minister of Finance in the Kerala government, a job that he took over from Thomas Isaac. Mr. Balagopal won the Kottarakara seat in 2021. Earlier, he had been a Rajya Sabha member, but he's a real heavyweight in that he's also CPM Central Committee member. Now we come to Veena George, of the CPM. She's standing from Aranmula, a constituency that she has won in 2016 and 2021. She's currently the Minister of Health, a job formerly held by Ms. Shailaja. We've heard of her during COVID for managing the Ministry of Health. And in 2021, she had the largest majority of anybody in Kerala. So as a result, they dropped her as Health Minister because she had the largest majority. K.K. Shailaja is fighting from Peravoor. She currently is a sitting member from Methanur, which she won in 2021 with the largest majority of 60,963. She'd won Paravur in 1996, but 2011 she lost. And then she moved to Methanur. Current person sitting in Paravur is Sunny Joseph. He is the Congress Kerala president and 3 times winner there. So perhaps they feel that the old seat, Methanur, is a safe seat. Give it to somebody else and fight Sunny Joseph, who's won 3 times. So they ought to tie him up in his constituency so that he cannot campaign for others. Now, there is a very interesting one. It is a constituency of Govindan versus Govindan. The gentleman called M.B. Govindan, who's the secretary, state secretary of the CPM and sitting MLA from Talirampa. He's won the seat 3 times, but twice in the 90s and one now. So Mr. K.T. Govindan said, "Arey yaar, give somebody else a go." So then what they decided was that to sidestep this, they said, let us have a woman candidate this time. And who do you think was the woman candidate? M.B. Govindan's wife. So the communists are now becoming, as I said 25 years ago in a program, there is only one party in this country, the Indian National Congress. The rest are Mulayam touch, saffron touch. Probably the communists were an exception, but now they are succumbing to husbands, wives, children. So as a result, Mr. T.K. Ganeshan is rebel and is supported by the UDF. Finally, there is Sudhakaran, Ambal Puza. He has a problem, people say, with Mr. Vijayan. So he hasn't got a ticket. So he's standing as a rebel. This time there are 4 people from CPIM standing as rebels. Now the question is, what happens if they win as independents? Are they tied to a whip? Can they move back to CPM if the numbers are required? So we don't know. But that is the story of the heavyweights of Kerala.